group of paranormal explorers, our dedicated team travel all over the UK in search of answers. Answers to the question, is there really life after death?
Did you hear that?
Join us on our mission to discover the truth. RAF West Raynham in Norfolk, England opened in May 1938. Alongside the grass landing area was the main camp, which included the headquarters and accommodation. When war broke out a year later, the base became home to the 101 Squadron and their fleet of Blenheim bombers, and in July 1940 they made their first bombing run on Germany, their target a German port and its oil tanks. The Blenheims continued to fly out of West Raynham for over a year, raining down bombs on enemy invasion barges in the Channel. During this time, the squadron lost 15 Blenheims across 610 missions. RAF West Raynham was also home to many other squadrons during the war and a variety of different aircraft. Between May and November 1943, the grass landing area was replaced with 2 concrete runways, and the existing housing on site was expanded. It now had accommodation for 246 men and 658 women. The station closed in 1994, but stayed in the hands of the MOD until 2006, when it was finally sold. The former service personnel living quarters have now been transformed into a new housing estate, and many of the former station buildings have been sold or leased to create West Raynham Business Park. Part of the site has also been developed for solar panels, and the 225-acre solar park should generate enough renewable electricity to power more than 14,000 homes for the next 25 years. There have been many reports of paranormal activity at West Raynham, from ghostly shadows walking through the empty corridors to mysterious lights appearing in the fire station. It has also been said there's the spirit of a Polish airman who was shot down during World War II. He now supposedly roams the now derelict dining hall. Once on site, we made our way to the first main building we saw. This happened to be the old officers' mess hall. We entered through what was once the kitchen area and made our way up the stairs to the first floor. RAF Raynham, West Raynham, Norfolk. And I'm really scared, hurt, bruised, battered.
Tell him what happened.
I fell down a manhole cover. Is there anybody here with us? Any soldiers? Any airmen? If you're here with us, please let us know that you're here. Make a sound. Use your voice. You can speak to us. Use your voice to speak to us. that was you, can you do that again for us, please? We appreciate you doing that for us. We mean you no harm. Make a sound for us. Can you speak to us? Use your voice to speak to us. If that was you that made that noise, can you do it again for us, please? That was brilliant. Can you do it again, please? We just heard 2 faint bangs in the distance, but we're unsure where they were coming from. Can you walk towards us? Let's hear your footsteps. I haven't moved off this spot. Where are you for? Did you hear that whistle? That was you. Can you please listen to me for me, please? Michael, get the voice recorder out. You copy me?
That was you. That was fantastic. That really was good. Do you hear it coming? Listen.
What's you from with?
Dad.
I missed that. I missed it. I missed it. I missed that.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Walk by the corner. Window just went bang.
That's recording as well.
This is recording. Can't explain that listening.
That was the second time we had heard the loud bang, and it seemed to be coming from the room adjacent to us. We decided to make our way into that room to see if we could see what had made the noise. Yeah. Can you use your voice to speak to us? My name's Lorraine. Can you tell me your name? Can you open the window and close it for us?
Do you mind us being here as we're only civilians, we're not RAF? If you want us to leave, can you tap once for no or twice for yes?
That's that thing downstairs though.
Window's just about to go behind you. So, window's just open behind you.
Can you close the window for me now you've opened it? Would you push it closed for me? Thank you. Jesus Christ.
I can't move.
That did it to me when I asked. Mike, latch the window. Closed.
I actually can't move. Is that shut?
Yeah, now it is.
Move. It's cool.
That actually closed when I asked it to. We were now sure it was this window that we had heard slamming closed while we were in the other room, and although it seemed to open and close in response to me asking, we could not be sure it wasn't the wind. We'd been so excited by what had happened with the window, we'd missed the whistling which had occurred at the same time. This is the same moment captured on Wayne's camera, where the whistling can be heard much clearer.
If you want us to leave, can you tap once for no or twice for yes? That's two. That window's just about to go behind you, Mike. So, that window's just open behind you.
Can you close the window for me now you've opened it? Would you push it closed for me? Thank you. Jesus Christ.
I can't move.
That did it to me when I asked. Mike, latch the window. Closed.
I actually can't move. It's not Jake. Would you like us to leave? Can you tap it in for me, please? Can you tap once for no and twice for yes? Could we really like to speak with you?
You're an airman from Airwomen serving here at Raynham. Please let us know you're still with us. Introduce yourself. My name's Lorraine.
My name's Wayne. My name's Michael.
We've come a long way to see you. We want to thank you for fighting the war for us. We appreciate it. We're here to thank you. Please can you use your voice to speak to us? Make a sound. Can you whistle for me? Can you copy what I'm doing? Can you whistle like this? Can you do the same as I'm doing? What?
It's a different sound. Same sound. Did you hear that? That was definitely a Did you hear that? And it was... So was all good. That's brilliant.
We wanted to find out what was making the whistling sound, so we made our way off into the direction we thought it was coming from. This led us to the top of the stairs, where there was a long landing and a very small room.
Can you come up the stairs and speak to us? Was that you, Wayne? That wasn't happening when we was out there just now. That's from out there. Where we just come from. Didn't we just come from there? And we didn't do it just now. There's a door that's open by the top of the stairs. Do you think you could show it for me? I'd be really appreciated. I'd really appreciate it, I mean. Can you shut that door for me? I just want to say what Lorraine said as well. Thank you for doing what you've done during the war. Without you doing what you did, sacrificing yourselves for us, then we probably wouldn't be here today trying to contact you. Come on, can you swing? Swing that piece of rope for me. Just so I know you're here with me.
Wayne repeatedly asked for this piece of rope to move, but unfortunately it stayed exactly as it was. After he had been asking for about 5 minutes with no luck, he decided to come and join me and Michael at the top of the stairs.
Yes.
Keep it and get the echo. There's any spirit person here in this room with us. Come towards us. Make a sound. You can use your voice to speak to us, please do so. You can make a sound or make a tap, throw something for us, just to let us know that your presence is here. Come towards my red light. Please ring that bell. Please come towards my red light. That was you that's made that breathing sound. Can you do it again louder for me, please? We had just heard a breath sound coming from the opposite side of the staircase. This was followed by the same banging sound we had heard when we first reached the top of the stairs. Speak to us. Please use your voice. We had just heard another noise in the corner on the opposite side of the staircase, and before that there was the same banging sounds we'd heard before. These banging sounds were definitely coming from the room we had just been in, where the window had opened and closed. Wayne decided to walk over to the corner at the opposite side of the stairs. He wanted to see if he could see what was making the noise. He had a quick look, but there was nothing obvious that could have made the sound. It was getting late and we decided it was time to move on. We really wanted to see the control tower before we left, so we started making our way back down the stairs. As we did, we heard the same banging sound once again. West Raynham is a massive site and the control tower just happened to be right over the other side, and we had to navigate our way there in the dark. With a broken leg. Along the way we had to climb a few fences, which is not that easy when you injure yourself falling through a manhole cover.
What's going on next? I need surgery. So do I now. I'm fine. Nothing wrong with me. No problem. Got the zoom on. Right. Yeah, you want that? Yeah.
We also had to dive for cover a few times to avoid being seen by whoever was driving around the site, which was fun. We finally reached the control tower and made our way in. The tower had been stripped of most of its fixtures and fittings, all except for a few control panels. We started calling out straight away. Anybody used to be a pilot here? Can you make a sound for us? Show us that you're here. Please, can you speak to us? Make a sound. Wait, do you want to get the other MP3 player out and some more scratch? We'd brought an MP3 player with us and we'd filled it with sounds relating to the war. We decided to play in some Morse code to see if it could provoke a response. Once we'd finished playing in the variety of sounds, we stood quietly waiting for a response, but we got nothing.
Nothing at all. And that's your idea.
If you're here, we've got to go now. There's a lot of trouble getting in, and we're probably going to have a lot of trouble with your help. Please don't make our journey a wasted visit. Please make a sound for us. Use your voice to speak to us. I keep hearing something in that corner over there. I had been hearing faint noises over in the corner, and luckily this time it was caught on camera. Here it is again with the sound amplified. This was also picked up on Wayne's camera. Use your voice to speak to us. Here it is again with the sound amplified. We weren't having much luck in the control tower, so we decided to call it a night. We spent nearly 5 hours investigating and exploring West Raynham, and we did experience some pretty strange things. There was the whistling, which seemed to follow us all around the building. and the window, which seemed to open and close when we asked it to.
Can you close the window for me now you've opened it? Could you push it closed for me? Thank you.
Whether these things were paranormal or have a reasonable explanation, we will leave it up to you to decide.